Hey everybody, Elias Acuna here with Acuna Real Estate, and I'm ready to give you your 2025 Hampden County, Massachusetts mid-year real estate market review. So we're going to go ahead and get this started with the available listing units. And again, this is for Hampden County. This is as of June 30th, 2025. So the available number of single-family homes was 354. Now, as you can see, it's actually a rise from the last couple of years. Last year we had about 271. The year before, 251. But it's still relatively low compared to years past. Now, not the last 5 years, I would say, but if we go back a little bit further, there were many years where we would have 800 plus homes available on the market. So historically, 354 is still relatively low, but as you can see, the market is starting to increase in terms of our inventory. So now that last slide was the available homes as of June 30th. This is the number of homes that actually came on the market in Hampden County or that were listed through the MLS in Hampden County. So as of June 30th, we had only 1,846 single family homes get listed through the MLS, which is a rise from last year. But again, just as with the last number we looked at, this is still relatively low compared to years past. Even just going back a couple years, in 2022, we had over 2,200 homes that had come on the market at this point. In 2021, over 2,300 homes. So the trend is that less homes have just been listed or being listed in the last few years, partially why we were in such a strong seller's market. But again, as we can see, we are currently starting to see an increase on the number of homes hitting the market. Now, this is probably the most important number that we're going to look at today in terms of discussing where the market is at right now. Now, this is the month's supply of inventory. And as you can see right now, as of June 30th, we had 1.39 months supply of inventory. And what does that really mean? What it means is if the no new homes come on the market at the current rate of sale, it will only take 1.39 months for all of the homes to sell. Now, that is certainly higher than what we've seen in the last couple of years: 1.05, 0.88, 0.99, and 0.81 months in 2021. But what you need to understand is that anything under 4 months supply is still considered a seller's market. And even when we were years ago hitting down to two months and that number was going lower, we were talking about how strong of a seller's market it was. And when we got down to 0.81, 0.88, it was very strong. So even though this number is rising, it shows that we're starting to go in the other direction. We are still very much in a seller's market at the 1.39 month supply. Now, this doesn't mean every single home is flying off the shelf, but certainly if homes are priced well and they're in great location and good condition, they're still ending up in multiple offer situations. So again, 1.39 month supply, even though it's increasing, we are still in a seller's market. And we can kind of see that here. Now, that's with the median days on the market. Homes are not taking longer to sell, really. We're at 23 days on the market right now for the median days. Last year was 21, the year before 23, 20 the year before that. So, we're still, it's not like homes are sitting longer. Homes are still selling relatively quick in just a couple of weeks. And again, we are still seeing many multiple offer situations for a good amount of homes. Now, that doesn't mean that people can't overprice the house and end up with a home that sits there for a long time. You can very much end up in that situation. So it's obviously important to make sure you're pricing a home correctly and properly for what's going on in the market. But yeah, 23 days is what our median days on the market is right now. And this is the actual sold number of single family homes through the MLS. As you can see, it is down versus last year. So we had 1,333 homes, single family homes, sell through the MLS. So it is less homes that have sold, but as we saw, it's still a seller's market. So there's still not enough homes for the number of buyers out there, even though the amount of inventory has started to go up. So 1,333 homes sold so far as of this year. Now, this is the number that everybody likes to see. What does all this stuff mean for the price of my house? Well, the values have actually gone up again. The median sale price in Hampden County for a single family home on the MLS was $335,000 as of June 30th of this year. That's a $15,000 increase from last year. Now, it's not quite as much of a bump as we saw the year before, which was 24,000, but certainly shows us that we're still in a seller's market. And because that month supply of inventory is still relatively low, we'll likely continue to see this increase in price. Well, hopefully you found all this information valuable. I know the market can be very confusing sometimes, and even when you're talking about our local market, it's much different than national stuff. And even sometimes in our local market, neighborhood to neighborhood, things can even change. So certainly, if you have any questions about what's going on in your neighborhood, feel free to reach out to me, Elias Acuna. You can check me out on my socials at He Sells Houses, or text me, email me, number, contact, everything's right here. Well, hopefully I'll be hearing from you guys soon, and enjoy the rest of your summer.